On JP McDaniel here, joined by the one and only Apollo. Apollo, how you doing here at your first arena?
I'm loving my first MLG event here, first arena in New York City. It's a lot of fun. I'm a little bit tired though. A little bit tired as I arrived yesterday, but things have been good. The game's been fantastic, and backcasting together, man.
Yeah,
just like in the past.
We did the qualifiers for the winter season. Hopefully, this match will wake you up, Apollo. As we have Ganzi going up against SKMC. Ganzi's going to be spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner as the red Terran. Up here in the top right will be SKMC as the blue Protoss. The map is going to be Cloud Kingdom. Who takes this?
It's really close to call. I mean, Ganzi's just been performing so well, especially within MLG.
Yeah.
I remember watching one of the MLGs, like when I should have been sleeping because I was meant to be working at a different event. I remember watching it, I'm like, how is this guy teamless and how is he like in the top 4? You remember that event? Or was it the championship when he was teamless?
It might have been Providence, yeah.
Or was it Providence he was teamless?
I'm not sure if he was with Complexity in Providence.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
There was an event, I'm like, this guy's really good. And, you know, he could actually, you know, he has what it takes to beat MC for sure.
Yeah, MC actually starting the day off here at the arena, going up against MMA. Spectacular match, full 3 games, completely incredible. And in my personal opinion, MMA is better than Ganzi. So I think that MC might have the edge here.
But remember, this is the rematch from GSL. This is the match that, yeah, the Ganzi locked himself in a code S and knocked MC to the up and down.
Oh, you're
These guys
right.
played like a week ago, and MC got trashed 2-0. He didn't really look very confident. He looked very... He didn't really know what he was trying to do. He was like trying to do a lot of different things. Hopefully he's changed up a little bit, but yeah, this is a rematch, man.
Yeah, and you know, we mentioned that, or we were going to mention that in the pregame. We also should mention MC has the MLG effect right now.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, going over MMA in the opening round, he's got to be on cloud 9. He's a very confident player to begin with. Taking out MMA has probably boosted his confidence sky high, but that also might be a bad thing. He might play too confident here and think his opponent will not do something when Ganzi's actually an incredible player, like you had mentioned.
Yeah, so it's going to be a very close match for sure. I think it'll go 3 games no matter what here.
Yeah.
But we do see the command center coming down for Ganzi, going for this gasless style. Very interested to see whether he takes double gas first, whether he goes double barracks. Going to be very clue into what his plan is going into the rest of the games. But MC, man, it's actually very difficult to predict what this guy's going to do, especially within this matchup.
He's almost the MVP of Protoss. He has so many different builds that he can do.
Yeah.
That it's incredibly hard to prepare for. And going back to what you said, whether it's going to be the double gas or double racks, the double racks opening is something that I think is becoming more and more standard, more so than that double gas here for Terran players. It's very hard to deal with or do any timing pushes off a 2-base for the Protoss player when the Terran does that.
And we actually see a bunker going down, which actually delayed, you know, both of those options because it's an extra 100 minerals he could have spent elsewhere. And that's basically because he's playing against MC, who's very well known for his little gateway pressure.
Right.
So he's just being careful, being cautious, and he also, MC loves to go Zealot Stalker pressure you as well, and it catches you off guard with a couple of Marines there, but that does delay these double barracks, and that actually looks like a 4th as well.
Wow. He's going to be putting on a lot of pressure here.
Yeah.
Is he getting gas just yet? Well, we'll see if he adds on gas to try to do a stim or combat shield timing against MC. Meanwhile, the Nexus gone down here for the Protoss player off of that 1 gate, and he is mining gas. Probably going to see him throw down a robotics facility here in just a little bit so he can begin scouting his opponent with that observer.
And with this kind of playstyle that Ganzi's gone for, it's very safe. He has, you know, extra production set of Marines coming out. But it delays his medevac timing. It also delays that his +1 attack comes out too. But that does open up, of course, to be safe, like I said before, number 1. But number 2 also opens him up to be able to poke out with 16 or so Marines, pre-upgrades, and really catch MC off guard. And MC's actually thrown down a 3rd base, and there's that unpredictability through MC's play.
Well, I did not think that MC was going to do this, and you are right. Unpredictability is the word of this map currently. And sometimes we see players do this, and they get so far ahead if it goes undetected. But Ganzi is moving out on the map. This one Stalker is going to prove quite troublesome, as it can do a lot of damage against these Marines out in the open field. But This means Ganzi will be approaching the Nexus, and he is going to be able to get a quick army up with those 4X.
Oh yeah, he's got 4X already. He can go straight. I wouldn't even be surprised if he went straight Combat Shield instead of Stim. I guess that's a decision he has to make now, whether he goes for a faster attack or not, but Guardian Shield's pretty good.
Ooh, I almost feel like he should have finished that Sentry rather than falling back there. But this Stalker, there we go. 4 kills, and it's been controlled quite well. He needs to get his shields recharged before going back in for the last shot on that Marine.
I wonder what Ganji's going to do upon seeing. He knows it's like playing against a time bomb. He has to go before this blows out of control, basically.
Right.
He's going double Tech Lab, so he's going to go Stim and Combat Shield at the same time here. I didn't know that Tech Labs were a little bit delayed there, but he's going to rush straight up for these upgrades. He may even throw down additional barracks again. Trying to get a command center instead now is actually the worst decision.
Oh, MC missing his force field by a mere hex right there. If MC holds this, then he is going to skyrocket economically and add on so many gates. We already see him up to 5 at the moment. He will probably stay on pure gateway units for some time. Tech just could be too costly, where he really needs the army to be able to support this.
Yeah.
And let's see what Ganzi's up to. Like he said, there's the Stim and the Combat Shield. No factory started just yet, but I think he might just go for a huge Marauder Marine timing here with that Stim and Combat Shield upgrade.
He's grabbed double gases immediately on the natural now, so he's going to continue to upgrade here. But I'm very interested if he's going to throw down a 3rd base or not, because that's going to be key on telling us what's going on. The big point to note is that MC can't upgrade right now. He can't tech up right now. All he can do is build gateways, because if he tries anything, he'll get overrun. So he adds on 3 more gateways, and is just kind of preparing himself with gateway-only units. But that does make things easier, but it also makes it harder the longer this goes on, because he's delaying so much of those important upgrades in tech. The Medivacs just make it so difficult to play as a Protoss player with only gateway units.
MC very active with his probes when it comes to scouting, making sure that he knows exactly what his opponent's up to. And he's even going to get away with this probe here, seeing the entire army. But he will not see if it's advancing or not, so he has to keep his army over here at the choke.
There's a lot of force fields available though, and MC sees no 3rd base with that probe. Of course it could still be in the main, but more importantly, MC knows that he can't just walk out in the middle of the map. He's chronobushed into his Nexus. He's basically just going to try and hold on to anything that comes his way. Stim's about to finish. +1 attack is pretty delayed. Of course, we talked about the 4 barracks delaying everything here. But this little push out here, MC has to be so careful. He's actually got an aggressive pylon down. I wonder if he's going to try this. This is blind-sighted, remember. He has absolutely no idea if there's additional barracks, if there's a command center or anything.
And Ganzi sees this. He's going to start to warp in more units. It looks like he will cut off this Marine, but if he does, that might give the advantage to Ganzi, just pointing out where his army is. The nice thing here is they can use force fields, but the Stalker's running into this army, and there are the force fields. Beautiful force fields. They're cutting the army of Ganzi in half. Combat Shield finishing right as that fight engages here, and he has so many force fields still. They should be able to continue this fight with another warp, and I think the time has passed right now. That bomb has gone off.
Yeah, he has got a great economy to back this up. Big Stim was used, so his units are already damaged here, and he's going to use SCVs to hold on to this. If he holds on, remember there's no tech, there's no upgrades behind this. He will have an upgrade advantage in 20-30 seconds time, and Medivacs are almost on the way out here. Ganzi needs to hold on for just 30 seconds more, and he'll have such a good advantage, but MC knows that that timing has to be hit right this second.
Yeah, you can see the supply difference right now, 126 to 114. That will only remain that for the next minute or so, and we can now see the tech started here. This might turn into a light contained by MC.
It would be pretty good to use the factory here to help out. Not really for scanning reasons, but to filter the units through, especially if force fields come down. It's going to be so hard for him to deal with this, but the Medivacs are out, +1 is out too, and now MC's in trouble. He actually has the GTFO. Yeah, with those Medivacs out, it is not an easy fight to win, and Ganzi knows that as he's going to be pushing out. But now look at MC's base. He's got charge coming. I believe he has a forge. Yeah, he's got double forge. He's able to chrono boost that with the 3 Nexus, and now Ganzi's taken his 3rd, but I almost feel like he's in the situation where he's got to put the aggression onto his opponent. Yeah, tables have been turned. He knows that 3rd base was down for an incredibly long time in this game, and now with 4 Medivacs out in total, he will try to do something here. He has to. As there's a big timing window before Templar Archives come down, Archons or Storm, and also before 1-1 and Charge comes. This is a big opportunity here for Ganzi to do something, but as long as MC still lands the key force field, splits the army up, well, he can still control the flow of the fight here. And that's the strength that MC's trying to play for, especially with 8 gateways powering this incredibly strong army. Well, it's not really strong, it's just very big.
Yeah, heavy gateway units here. Adding on the Templar Archives, that is very, very close to being finished. +1 as well as charge here, seconds away. The factory once again making its name known, but this is also a huge army from Ganzi. With that +1 armor, mere seconds away from finishing.
And he sees that there's no upgrades on this army either for MC. He can click the units and be like, alright, they're still 0-0, this is a good time to go as my +1 armor's about to finish, but little does he know is that the 1-1 is about to finish for MC, which will bring this to a more equal fight. But of course, Medivacs will tip that in favor of Ganzi a little bit more, but Archons are out to try to help in this fight, and he's going to go now. +1 armor has finished.
Ooh, army position-wise, these Stalkers are blocking the Zealots there as they have to funnel through. Great force fields. Will he be able to pick this up, or is he going to have enough units to deal with this? The upgrade's just now kicking in. The army size dwindling here for MC. Feedbacks coming in at the last second, merging straight into an Archon. MC devastating the army of Ganzi.
Wow, MC just manages to do that, and Ganzi has to pull out now, and MC just has a lead in every sense of the word now. Production, economy, upgrades, will kind of equal in upgrades, but will push ahead further, and as you can see, there is an aggressive plan there for MC to flip the switch really, but he does ideally want to wait for Tudu to continue. He's in such a commanding lead now.
Yeah, the army supply is still pretty even, but just production-wise, MC is in the commanding lead. There's the 4th base going down. He's going to extend his economic lead even further here. And I'm not sure why MC didn't throw in maybe 4 or 5 Zealots back here to harass the economy of Ganzi even more. But now it looks like he's bringing his entire army across the map, as well as trying to race the Medivacs here with his probe and seeing exactly what's coming his way. And these, okay, he lands at the last second. If he picks this up and gets the feedback off, that might be a Pimpus plays of this tournament.
Maybe, and there's a Stalker Warp in from the lower side, and he's going to pick off the Medivacs in. MC, oh man. Well, I don't know what you can say right now. He's just absolutely demolishing, getting his revenge on Ganzi for knocking him down into the up and down matches in the GSL. Still not out of it yet, but this 3rd base is about to be under huge amounts of pressure. Yeah,
while his 4th base gets up. Look at the warp ins here for MC. Sure, that pylon falls, but now the army is coming right in behind him, and he can have a nice sandwich here. That command center will work against Ganzi, and we see the cancel right away. A blank forward to try to catch the army here. A great position. Force field's going behind. Zealots getting in there and trying to connect. The army is dwindling here for Ganzi.
The storm. Look at those force fields.
Perfect. I mean, the word perfect force field, or the phrase gets thrown around a lot, but that was near perfect there for MC. And he takes game 1.
Yeah, and Ganzi couldn't capitalize on the small amounts of window of opportunities he had throughout that game through the full barracks, and MC did a great job putting the pressure on, forcing mining time to be lost, units to be stimmed early on. And even though MC was very fragile with that, he had to be. There's a very delicate situation because a lot of Protoss players would have been like, oh man, I got to really defend this 3rd base. But MC like says, no, well, if I pressure my opponent before his upgrades kick in, because he can't do anything until Stem's out and combat shields and his production facilities really make that army size to put pressure back on. MC sets up a nice anti-timing and defends amazingly well.
Do have some updates here for round 3. Symbol 2-0ing Zaka, which sets up the match against the winner of DRG and Pult, which will surely be an incredible round 3 match. Leenock 2-0's Rain, and Stefano and Rhett are still to play. That's going to be an awesome round 2 match tonight. Hart and Hucker at 1-1. That's actually on the main stream. Go and use the awesome Twitch player to go ahead and open up all the streams so you can watch that. Meanwhile, in the losers bracket, some interesting games here. We've got Idra against the Korean Dream. Thorzane going up against Mook. The winner plays Zaka. MMA against Goody. That might actually be a pretty interesting match.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see it. Did you see the picture on Reddit before? There was like, guess which player this is? Did you see it?
No, I didn't. What's the picture?
There was a guess which player this is, and there was like 6 factories, each having like 4 units queued up. They blacked out his name.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
Goody. That's Goody. I would honestly say MMA versus Goody might be a really good match. He is a special type of Terran that I'm not sure if MMA is played against that style before.
Yeah, that's I think Goody is like one of his strengths. He's got great game sense, and he also like is like no other Terran. Just no other Terrans like Goody.
Yeah, he's the only one that will undoubtedly go mech in almost every match in a TBT, besides maybe MVP of kind of the end, or almost the third quarter of 2011, where he's just winning everything TBT-wise.
There was a stage in 2011 and before where Goody went meching versus Protoss, and he like refused to change and lost like every single game. And he's like, it just doesn't work. And then eventually he changed over to Bio. He's very stubborn about that change, but kind of has to be made, man, if you want to be a pro player.
Absolutely. Well, the next map is going to be MLG Metropolis here. With MC up 1 game, does this map favor either race?
Not
or
really.
player?
I mean, I don't have my stats in front of me, but I don't think it does. I think it's pretty much balanced. There's a lot of different opportunities and strategies to use here for sure. There can be aggressive ones or even potentially passive ones. It's pretty easy to defend on the space as a Terran player. You can go 3CC pretty fast, double engineering bay and so on. But it looks like everyone's ready to play.
Let's make sure Ganzi is good to go before we start this game. Probably thinking about that first game, seeing exactly what.
Yeah. That would have been frustrating too, because it's like one thing to lose when you don't know what's happening, but when you see what's
when
going
you
on,
scout
and
it
still
early,
lose.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, MC probably. I mean, I felt like that build has been practiced over and over by MC. He knows exactly what it takes to be able